you ever experienced a natural disaster, extreme weather? If you haven't, consider yourself lucky. Hi, I'm Hamza, and I'm from South Africa. Something that bothers me about natural disasters is that people never know what to do about them. For example, when I was on vacation with my family in Japan, we walked to our hotel by walking. A thunderstorm had started. It was raining cats and dogs, and there were gusts of wind with lightning. I felt like I was going to fly into the sky. I didn't, because I held my umbrella down. As for my sister and mother, their umbrellas broke because they didn't know what to do. This is a problem because it can cause death, especially when it's not just bad weather, but instead a full-fledged natural disaster. 60,000 people die on average per year to natural disasters. One issue is that not a lot of people incorporate natural disaster risk prevention into their lives. But this is why everybody needs to not only take steps to prepare for natural disasters, but also know what to do just in case you're not prepared. In America, just for example, about 73% of the population have prepared for natural disasters, while the other 27% haven't. Most people use emergency kits to prepare. Earthquakes can cause a lot of damage, from falling objects to all the way to cracked roads. So, to protect yourself from some of this damage, if you're in a car and you feel the ground shaking, immediately stop the car, get out, and go to the side of the road, because the car can fall in a crack. And if you're indoors, hide under a table to prevent stuff from falling on you, and hold onto the legs of the table to prevent yourself from shaking. If the Richter scale measures earthquakes on its magnitude or size. A 2.5 earthquake on the Richter scale usually can't be felt, but can be measured using a seismograph. And from 4 to 6 is where stuff might fall off shelves and you can fall down. From 7 to 9 is where it's catastrophic. Buildings could fall down, and objects will be launched into the air. Another natural disaster that you might need to protect yourself from is a hurricane. These are almost identical to tornadoes, except for the fact that they come with thunderstorms. To prepare yourself for these conditions, you should probably have somewhere to go during a hurricane, preferably underground. Your basement works too. But make sure there's a good food source down there, and water, especially because hurricanes can last for days. The fact that hurricanes can last for days and that they come with thunderstorms is not good, because if you come out of your basement and there's a flood, there's a whole other list of problems a flood can cause. It can cause blackouts, drowning, and even electrocution. Just because there's no electricity in a blackout doesn't mean other appliances that already have electricity in them can fall into the water and charge the water with electricity. In a flood, but also because you could underestimate how deep the water is, and of course, the water could be electrically charged. And don't rely on a phone to call for help either, or that's wired to a generator, because floods can, of course, cause blackouts, which means none of the electricity works. So rather, you should have a mobile phone that is pre-charged. So to prevent both drowning and electrocution, just stay out of the water. It'll help you a lot. You shouldn't touch it. Follow all these tips and tricks, and handling a natural disaster will be significantly easier. These are just some of the fixes to only a few natural disasters. There are so many more, but I can name them all. Again, this is exactly why we need to incorporate natural disaster risk prevention into our lives. After hearing this, have you come up with solutions? Maybe you already have. But it doesn't seem as some of us have thought about what we would do yet. I asked 29 of you. 18 of you have not experienced a natural disaster, and 11 of you have. But at first, I asked the people who had not experienced a natural disaster how they would survive in an earthquake. 6 out of the 18 people said that they didn't know or were using the incorrect way to prepare for a natural disaster or for an earthquake. But however, 11 of you already have experienced a natural disaster. So I asked you which natural disaster you survived and then how you survived. Only 3 out of the 11 people said that they ran. This proves to me that people who have experienced natural disasters previously know more than those who haven't, because they've seen the dangers and they know how to prepare for them. If you're looking to be ready right in the moment of natural disaster, one of the best ways to prepare is using an emergency kit. Emergency kits contain supplies that will help you in an emergency, such as leaving your house in a disaster. Supplies like food, water, flashlights, walkie-talkies, a phone to call for help, and a map of the area, so you know where you're going. This should be, if put together properly, this could save your life. They should also be kept in something that is easy to carry and where you know it is. Something like a backpack at your front door. So you know where it is, and you can put it on easily. By now, you should know all the ins and outs on how to survive a natural disaster. So the next time you encounter one of these, don't panic, don't freak out, but remember what I've told you. So don't just ignore the dangers of natural disasters, but stay aware and prepared. Thank you.